So which is better, Alien or Aliens? I guess it really depends on what type of movie you're looking for. If you're looking for more of a slow burn, sci-fi horror, then Alien is right up your alley. It's actually the original movie directed by Ripley Scott. It's a classic. It changed the whole genre. But the follow-up, directed by James Cameron, who of course gave us Avatar and Terminator 2, Judgment Day, this, in my humble opinion, is a superior action movie. Well, let me talk about the franchise overall. The Xenomorphs in the films Alien and Aliens are the most terrifying creatures in cinematic history, at least in my opinion. But what's interesting is that in this franchise, the biggest villain, in my opinion, is actually the corporation that's willing to jeopardize human lives so they can conduct some research on these creatures. They're constantly willing to jeopardize human life just so they can make a buck. And you see this theme repeated throughout these two movies. That is a big theme in this franchise. People putting the almighty dollar before human lives. But anyway, it begins with this commercial transit team. They're moving product across interstellar and across space. They're in this ship moving goods, and in the original movie, they're essentially told that, hey, there's a signal coming from this planet. We want you to investigate it. It could be a call for help. Okay, they go down to this planet and they encounter these creatures that actually jump up on people's face, and it has like little tentacles that wrap around a person's neck, and it forces something into the person's mouth. It covers up their face and it forces something into their mouth. And eventually it goes into their body and it matures and it just blasts out of their chest, killing the person. And that's how you get the Xenomorphs. That's part of their life cycle. Well, this whole crew gets taken out. Only survivor, well, I'm spoiling on this, but is Ripley. She's a female protagonist done right. Okay, she's not a character that's created without real thought. She seems like a real person facing these terrifying creatures. In the first movie, she just went against one. Well, in the second movie, directed by James Cameron, she wakes up 50 or 55 years later, and she finds out that her daughter passed away at age 60 something. She was lucky to even be alive because they found her ship she was in cryosleep. They just found her ship just floating out somewhere. Anyway, she's brought back to civilization. She tells them the whole story about the situation. They pretend like they don't really believe her. Anyway, she finds out there's a colony being built on this planet where they encountered the Xenomorphs. Turns out they lost a signal. Now, here's something I gotta say. In the movie Aliens, you have this family. They have these about 150 or so people in this colony, and they're trying to terraform the planet. Anyway, you have this small family, this man, woman, and their two kids, right? This guy, he comes across this alien ship, and instead of calling in and being careful because he's there with his freaking family, this idiot decides to leave his kids in the transport, and they go inside this craft that they don't know anything about. Well, of course, that doesn't work out very well. Completely irresponsible. Ripley, at first, she doesn't want to. She's approached by these Marines, by this corporation. Hey, we're going to send a team to this planet to investigate what's going on. She doesn't want to go at first, but then, they convince her that, yeah, we're going to go and we're going to kill these things if they exist. She should have known better. The representative trying to talk her into this is this guy named Burke. He's the company man, a corporate man. Anyway, they go down to this planet. Here's what I think is kind of bizarre. They always said it was like one squad. Maybe 10 guys, 10 people. This type of situation, you're going to send only 10 people to this planet after the story she told you about these creatures. Like, it seemed like you would send at least a company or something. You would have sent hundreds of men, not just 10 guys. Well, the situation, they get down there and eventually all hell breaks loose. I like the tension the movie builds up. Because you're just waiting on this. They have these really awesome guns, these heavy-duty guns that can really stop these things. Because they're dealing with more than just one xenomorph, more than just one alien. They have some serious firepower, but they're dealing with a massive amount of these creatures. They also have these little motion detectors. They go like beep, beep, beep. Every time something gets cold, beep, 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 beep. And so that detects when something's getting closer. It's a great way of building tension in the movie. Really enjoyed it. So I'm not going to go into too many details about aliens, but I like how they show in the beginning of the story that Ripley had these skills. She had these skills. Well, she's played by Sigourney Weaver, by the way. I assume you guys knew that. She did a fantastic job. They showed her actually having these skills in the beginning of the movie, and she seems like a real person, and she's actually learning from the people in that squad. She learns how to use certain weapons, and she utilizes that in her fight to try to stop these aliens. She encounters a little girl who becomes so like her. At least in this movie, she sort of looks at her as someone that she needs to protect. This little girl is a survivor. She's the only person that's still alive after that colony got wiped out. So they go down to the planet, and well, this is a really great action movie with 2.5 hours. Fantastic. Aliens is a superior action movie. Alien is better at slowly building tension, more of a horror movie, I would say. They both have good scares, I will say that much. Overall, I do prefer Aliens over Alien. I like the faster pace and more action. That's just what I prefer. Both movies I highly recommend. Although when I played this one, I bought it new, but it's sort of paused. It had a freeze at one point. I hit play and it continued. These 4Ks are super sensitive, man. I'm glad they come with Blu-rays. Maybe I just need to upgrade my 4K player. But sometimes some of these 4K movies, they'll play just fine. And sometimes something will just stop. And I'll still be able to get through the entire movie. It's just sometimes, I don't know. But I don't have this issue with Blu-ray at all. Just worth mentioning. But yeah, the 4K looks fantastic. I'll say that much. Both movies look fantastic. Definitely recommended. What would I give Aliens? I know my score is going to change for Alien. I'll give this. I want to give this. Actually, I'm thinking like this is a 9, and this right here, probably a 9 or 9.5. Really close, but I definitely prefer Aliens. You guys share your thoughts. The themes that this movie pretty much covers. It's fascinating how it doesn't matter how scary these things are. This corporation, they want to study these creatures and trying to make a buck. It's fascinating. Share your thoughts. Which one do you prefer, Alien or Aliens?